motherhood, the scariest hood you will go through, where the babies are bullies and the significant others are a bonus child. The struggle is definitely real in these streets. Hey mamas, welcome to another episode of Let Mama Live. I am Jen Pittman, mama of two, mama of boys, mama of a toddler and an autism mama, and I am here with episode 2 of Let Mama Live. I'm super excited to be with you again. I am so glad that you are listening again, and if you've never listened to us before, be sure to press pause and go back and listen to the intro podcast of Let Mama Live, so you can know about our segments that we have throughout each podcast. Sometimes we do all the segments and sometimes we may skip around. So go back and check it out and see what we're talking about so you can be able to follow through with us. So let's go into our first segment, our mama moment. So if you are a follower of Let Mama Live, if you are not, please go and follow us at Let Mama Live on Instagram and Let Mama Live on YouTube. Then you know about our series, Mama Moments. That is my time to give you, mamas, some encouraging words to lift you up and push you through. And these are some words that I come up with as I go through my day. Sometimes they encourage me, and sometimes I hear from other people who encourage me to push forward. So today's Mama Moment is all about you. You are worthy and not worthless. I want you all to know that you are worth something. You are worthy to have everything you put your mind to, everything you work towards. You are worthy to have beautiful children with a wonderful life. You are worthy to have good friends. You are worthy to have positivity every day of your life. You are not worthless. So please do not feel like you're worthless. I know we have our moments when we feel down and out and we wonder, how are we going to get this job done? Because this is a big job, y'all. And sometimes we are in situations where we have good examples of motherhood and we want to fit into the shoes of those who give us that example, and sometimes it's hard and we don't know what the truth is about their journey. We don't know the amount of help that they may have had. We don't know. We just don't know. But we try to fill their shoes without knowing what their journey was, and we end up feeling worthless. We end up feeling like we're not able to do what they're able to do. But I want you to know that you are not worthless. You are worthy of all that you have coming for you. God does not make trash. God makes beautiful people that he shapes and molds to live according to his will, his way, and his purpose. So you need to walk in that. Walk as if you know that. Have your head held high, your chest up in the air, and let people know that you are worthy. All right, now it's time for our next segments, Escaping Reality and Let Mama Live and Daddy Chill. And I am excited to have my first guest. My sister Jessica is here. Jess is here. Say hello, Jess.
Hi.
And we are going to talk a little bit about motherhood and escape our reality. So escaping reality, let me explain the two segments. Escaping reality is our opportunity to jump out of our reality, because I don't know about you, Jess, but my reality is pretty lame. So jumping into a celebrity or a mom in pop culture's reality to see what's going on, what people got to say, and how we can relate. And then Let Mommy Live and Daddy Chill is our opportunity to chat about life, period. Life as moms, and sometimes how dads kind of get off with having to do the bulk of what we're doing. And so just have a candid conversation. I hear that. Had a candid conversation about life and motherhood, and life, motherhood, and pop culture. All right, so let's just start with introducing yourself. Again, I said Jessica is my sister, and she is a mama of one. And tell us a little bit about your daughter.
My name is Jessica, like Jennifer stated.
Yeah.
My daughter is 18, and her name is Jordan. She just graduated from high school this year, and she'll be attending North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
What about Jordan? Jordan is a very vibrant young lady. She definitely changed my life for the better. Just a little history. I got pregnant in 1999. I think I was 19. I was turning 20 that October, and I had Jordan at 20. In the year 2000, but I was turning 21 that following October. Her birthday's in June. And she definitely changed my life. I don't want to say lost, but I graduated from high school, attended college, and at the time, college just wasn't for me. Came home, got a job, got pregnant, and my mom was like, "Well, you got to get it together." She was upset when I became pregnant, but once Jordan arrived, I was like, you know what? I got to get it together. I had her in June. That following August, I decided to go back to school at community college in Charlotte, and first time ever making straight A's.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, so I did really well at community college. So,
That's good.
Got a job and just, try to do what was best for Jordan.
Right. So you are you consider a single mom? You consider yourself a single mom? Yeah.
I consider myself a single mom. Her dad was in her life.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed in separate households. And of course, the bulk of all the parenting was a lot on me, but he did his portion off. So, yeah, but I definitely consider a single parent.
Yeah. I asked that question because some people, I think it's good to define for yourself what a single parent is, because sometimes I consider myself a single parent because, my husband being military, and when he deploys, I'm with the kids by myself. When he's at work, I'm by myself. So I'm a temporary single parent from time to time. And then you have some single moms that are doing it on their own without a co-parent. And then some, in your case, you have a co-parent that's doing his part, and y'all are making it work.
We pretty much made it work. I mean, we had to do what we had to do.
Yeah, for the better.
We definitely had our ups and downs, but we made sure that Jordan came first. And, put her in the best schools in the school system, and she did really well. She's a smart kid, Mm-hmm. She had her ups and downs, but, that's what happens, while you're at school. You can't always make perfect grades.
Yeah, that's life. Life is full of ups and downs.
But she graduated, IB student, 3.7 GPA. I can definitely not be mad at that.
And on her way to college, and you can pat yourself on the back.
On her way to college. Mm-hmm.
So if
She's
we
an
have,
athlete.
She is. Talk about that proud mama moment. She's an athlete. What is her sport of choice?
She loves cheerleading. Loves it. Competitive cheer. She also did high school cheerleading. She made the varsity team as a freshman in high school. She was on the varsity for 40 years. She also loves softball. I put her in sports early, 3.5, 4 years old, and left-handed heavy hitter. She can hit home runs. Yeah, so that's my girl.
So there are two things I want to point out to our listeners. If there are any single moms that are listening, Jessica did a good job at explaining how she overcame the challenge of being a teenage mom. And she went on to college and she graduated. And I'm proud of my sister because she had just completed her first year as a kindergarten teacher. So she's doing her thing. So I want to point out that, just because you have a child in your teenage years going into adulthood does not mean that you have to settle for less. It does not mean that you can't accomplish the goals that you have to accomplish. And you decided to let yourself be an example to your daughter.
As I stated, I did go community college, but it was times where I was just tired just from being a parent, and I stopped, and then I'll go back and stop. But when Jordan got older, I was like, you know what? I have to make an example for her. Let me just go back to school, graduate, so she could see her mom as a college graduate. And I graduated from a 4-year college with a bachelor's degree in educational studies, and it was a proud moment to have to see her and for her to see me walk off that stage. So I always tell her, never give up. Don't make the mistakes that I made. Stay in school, do what's best.
What advice would you give to single moms that are listening? You raised your teenage daughter until she's 18 years old, so you pretty much made it through those childhood moments, and now she's going into adulthood. So you have done something that a lot of people haven't made yet. Like, I have a 10-year-old. I haven't made it to 18 yet. what tips would you give other moms out there, single, married, whatever it may be, when it comes to walking through the journey of motherhood in a successful way and feeling somewhat confident about your child becoming an adult and going into adulthood? And y'all, my children are home, so I am a mom. So if you hear them coming in, it's okay. Don't judge me. All right, go ahead, Jess.
A lot of prayer. I don't attend church every Sunday, and I don't get on my knees every night and pray. But I might take a minute, like, Lord, just please get me through this. I just ask. Communication, definitely communicate. Does she tell me everything? No, but I'm always open to hear what she has to say. How you have kids, not gonna tell your parents everything, but they associate their friends, just try to make sure they pick the best friends. So that's what helped me, and friends and family.
Yeah.
Y'all helped me a lot, especially my mom. You were a big influence in Jordan's life. When you went to college, she was 4, so you definitely let her experience the college life at an early age, and that's something that she has not forgot.
Yeah.
The college friends and some of the things y'all used to do up there. My mom, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have no what to say.
Yeah.
She definitely loves her grandkids, and she definitely loves her big girl. She will always be her big girl. And she took care of Jordan while I was in school, for 2 years, and so she was like, okay, just to stop her, getting to school. But she was a really big help. Both of you guys were a big help.
Speaking of our mom is very, how I would describe her, she's very bold in a sense, but she loves us, and she would do anything for us, but she would definitely tell us when we're wrong, and does not bite her tongue in the way that she says it. And funny is because when you found out you were pregnant, that's how I found out you were pregnant, because I heard her yelling at you about being pregnant. So that's how I found out. But we love her, and she's doing everything she can, and she leaves big shoes to fill. When you think about how we grew up with our father being sick, and she took care, our dad had multiple sclerosis, and she took care of us and took care of him. He was wheelchair bound, and she worked at times, and she's gone back to school at times, and she's done a lot of things, and leaves you wondering how she did it all. But as you become an adult, you see that she had help just like she's helped us. So we love our mom. We love her. So we're going to move into escaping reality. Jessica, thank you for telling us your story and sharing those tips with us, that advice for us. So Jessica and I were talking earlier today, and I was telling her I was going to do the podcast, but I didn't know what to talk about when it came to pop culture and escaping reality this time. I hadn't seen any stories, and we started talking about Beyonce, Queen Bee. And Jess, do you consider yourself part of the Beehive? Yeah, I know. That's one of those.
I mean, I like Beyonce. God, Destiny Child came out when I was I was in college, and I didn't have it, and I love the song. Yeah. And I don't think I'm part of the Beehive, but she's a great singer. I've seen her in concert. I wasn't too thrilled, but I would see her again.
I think I'm in the same boat.
I don't think I'll pay to go see her, but if somebody offered me tickets, I would definitely go.
Oh, yes,
but
definitely.
I went to a concert because I knew Jordan liked her, so that was one of the reasons why I went. And it's Beyonce,
I know,
I
right?
think we should see her one time.
And see, I haven't even seen her, and we was talking some time ago about Essence Fest. Essence Fest just went on this past weekend in New Orleans, and we've been one time, and we haven't been able to make it back, but it's their 25th anniversary next year, and we're like, who do you think would come? What if Beyonce came? And I joked and said, well, allegedly Beyonce is pregnant. So I don't know if y'all seen on Instagram, but there are many posts going around. Well, there's this one post going around of Beyonce and Jay-Z on their tour on the Run 2. And in the video, she looks very pregnant. She looks very wide, and she's like rubbing her tummy as if she's teasing about being pregnant. Kind of like she did when she was pregnant with Blue. And she did that Love on Top performance. I think that was MTV MTV or something like
Yeah.
that. And she kind of dropped the mic and rubbed her stomach. So she did something similar to that on this On the Run too. And it led me to think about, you ever had a moment where somebody mistaking you for being pregnant? Have you ever had a moment where somebody mistaking you for being pregnant?
Yes, and that was like, what, you had a stupid look on your face. I had a coworker who was like, are you expecting? And I was like, no. And I was like, I got to lose some weight because people thinking I'm pregnant and I must look a hot mess.
And it's kind of weird because it's like borderline body shaming. I talked about in my last episode about body shaming people or whatever. But I had an incident too at work, and the person didn't tell me, but they told other people. So they were going around telling other people in the office I think Jennifer is pregnant. And I think a lot of it was kind of fueled by past conversations about me wanting to get pregnant, but it wasn't happening for, whatever reasons we'll talk about later. But that conversation happened. And I remember one time, girl, I was at Forever 21. I think I was with you. I don't know if you remember this. I was at Forever 21 and I went to check out, and the girl at the cashier was like, "When are you due?" I was like, what? When I said I'm not pregnant, and she was like, oh my gosh, I thought you were so and so. Apparently, it was like another customer that was pregnant, and she mistaken me for her. So she said. But I remember coming out of that store, and I was in tears because I felt like you did. Like, oh my gosh, I feel so stupid. I need to get myself together.
Yeah.
Man, that kind of beats up your confidence a little bit. But the time it happened at work, I was a little upset because I was going through some things where I was trying to have a baby, but it just wasn't happening because of all the stress or whatever. So I was like, man, if you think about it, it's kind of funny at sometimes. Well, now you can look back and laugh at it. Hindsight is 20/20. But when it's a situation where it's serious, where you're trying to get pregnant and you can't, and you might have gained weight for whatever reason, and then people are making rumors about you being pregnant, it's a little bit insensitive. So I know for me, I'd stay away from that. If I see somebody that's big, and I've seen people that look like they were pregnant and they weren't, but I don't say anything to anyone about that.
Yeah. I think when my coworker asked me, like, it didn't hurt me. But in my mind, I'm like, is you pregnant? Like, you asking me if I'm pregnant, are you pregnant? Like, I had stuff like that don't really get to me, but
yeah.
I was like, bro, no, I'm not pregnant. I just like to eat.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I just gained weight. What do you think about Beyonce being pregnant again? If she is.
If she is, Beyonce can afford all the kids in the world.
And the people to take care of them.
I don't know. I just feel like your body has to heal, but she was back in the day. Women, they had their babies back to back, so
that's true. It's people out there that have like 18, 20 siblings.
Maybe they're going for another boy. I mean, if she is pregnant, that's probably what I could see, like 2 girls, 2 boys,
But I can't see her
she has money to afford nannies, like super duper rich. So, hey, more power to her. I just know I could barely afford the one I have.
I know, right?
And still can barely afford her.
But I can't see her like she just had twins, and then she just got back to performing and everything, and now you about to have another baby. So that means you're not gonna be in it for too long. You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. But I guess you can't control that if you're not, like, using protection.
I just can't see her, like, on a world tour, like, doing her first trimester. I don't know if that's safe or... I
never seen her on a... she did that documentary that one time, and she had that big performance, and she was pregnant. And she had... remember that documentary that came out on HBO?
When she was pregnant with Blue?
Yeah, she was pregnant with Blue. Remember, she had that big interview with Oprah Winfrey, and then they premiered her documentary or whatever. And she had talked about she was pregnant with Blue, and she was performing like she wasn't pregnant. I guess
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's safe for people who are
My
fit
first
like that.
trimester was horrible. Like morning sickness. I don't know. I mean, man, she got money. She can afford doctors and medicine that not going. I don't know. Sarah, more power to her.
Right.
And Jay, if that's the case.
Right. Who's your favorite celebrity mama out there now? You have like Chrissy Teigen, and you have like now Cardi B just had her baby. Beyonce.
I don't know. Michelle Obama.
All right now. When they go low, you go high.
I don't know. Like, as far as like entertainer.
Yeah, it could be an actress or entertainer, or it can be political. It can be a politician.
I don't know. Let me think about that. I don't know. I've never thought about that. Who's my favorite mom?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious how Cardi B is gonna be as a mom. That's gonna be interesting to see, to watch.
I think she's gonna learn a lot. I was really not feeling the baby's name.
Yeah, but, it was very different.
When you have money, you can do things like that. Yeah. But money don't last always. So hopefully, her and her husband have invested in things and.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know. That name is awful for me, but
I mean, but that's like the common thing for celebrities, culture Kyrie or something like that. That's the common thing for celebrities, though. They like naming their kids like.
Yeah, I was like, just because your parents are entertainers, that don't mean your child wants to be entertained.
Yeah, it's crazy how celebrities kind of name their kids crazy names. I like Chrissy Teigen as a mom. I like what they've been posting. Chrissy Teigen. What they've been showing on Instagram, and her and John Legend and their newborn baby. And I saw a cute post with Steph Curry and his new son.
Oh, yeah.
That looked adorable. I like her. Yeah. I like him and his wife.
What's his wife name?
Aisha. I like Aisha as a mom, and she look like she can cook, too. Her stuff look like it tastes good.
Yeah, I thought she just opened a restaurant in Houston. I'm like, can you please open one in Charlotte? So
I know, right? They should have came Charlotte first. That's home. And
yeah, but
what?
I can see why she opened in Houston.
Yeah, the market probably is better there. Mm-hmm. But did Cam Newton just had his baby, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so.
Oh gosh, what you about to spill?
She is definitely securing the bag, because I won't be shocked if she has another one. But
yeah, they've been having them
back. She has her 2 girls and she has her 2 boys.
But they've been having them back to back. Like nonstop. Okay. Like it seemed like every picture she's posted since I've been started following her. Like I think I followed her like last year. All her pictures have been like pregnancy pictures, just about.
They have, ever since she's had children. Like, she had him, then right behind that, she had the daughter. Now they have another son. But, she's Jay.
Well, yeah, we know, I think it's evident that he's making mad money as a quarterback. Yeah. And he had a lot of endorsements before his incident. And he lost a few, which was okay, because I hated that yogurt commercial, that Greek yogurt commercial that he was in. I hated that, but I think he lost that endorsement with Dannon. But yeah, I think those are a few of the moms that I've seen lately that I like. And of course, you have the old school like Michelle Obama and stuff like that. Well, Jessica, I thank you for joining me on my podcast. This is my 2nd episode, and I hope that you had a good time.
Yeah,
and you will be back on.
Can't wait to do the next one.
Yeah, if we can get Jordan on before she goes to school, maybe. I don't know I have to figure that out. I'm still learning how to make this work.
She'll definitely have you laughing. She's a very smart. She's not too mature for her age, but she definitely has an old soul.
Yeah, and she can talk, but she gets a little bashful at times.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be like, okay, Jordan, like, just get to the point.
Yeah, she would tell you every little bit. But I'm not mad, because Shalom said I do the same thing. He like, you just don't get straight to the point. You be talking around in circles. And I get frustrated. Yeah, so maybe she got it honest. Well,
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. And that's our segment, Escaping Reality and Let Mama Live and Daddy Chill. It's time for Confessions of a Mama. Da da da. No, I'm just joking, y'all. Okay, Confessions of a Mama is another web series that we have on Instagram or on YouTube at Let Mama Live on Instagram, YouTube at Let Mama Live. And that is my time to confess to you the challenges that I have and the challenges that I face as a mama. Even though I help other mamas overcome their stress, does not mean I don't have my own. So I come to you and I bear it all and I be vulnerable and I confess to you the challenges that I have. So my confessions of a mama today is all about pressing the reset button. If you follow me and you've heard what I've had to say, I talk often about press and pause. It's okay to take a mama moment and press pause. When you press and pause, what you're doing is you're escaping from the area of stress that you're in and you're returning to a state of mindfulness. A state of mindfulness is being present in the moment, being clear and aware of your surroundings, of your breath, of your heartbeat, of your energy, of the energy that is around you, and coming back to a point where you are present and out of that state where you are stressed, where you're confused, where you're in doubt, or whatever you may feel in at the time that you're feeling bad. So press and pause is something that I encourage everyone to do. It's something that you can do in the middle of the day. If you are into meditation, like I enjoy meditation, and you during the day or during the night before you start your day might do like maybe let's say 20 minutes of meditation in the morning, maybe 20 minutes of meditation at night, and you have the time to sit and be still and shuffle through your thoughts without being interrupted. But there are some times where you don't have that time, and being at work in the middle of the day or doing your mama business, making mama moves in the middle of the day with the kids there might be one of those moments where you don't have time to sit quietly for 20, 10, 5 minutes. And so pressing pause and coming back to a state of mindfulness out of a state of stress and confusion is one of those ways where you can get that sense of meditation in when you are in the hustle and bustle of your day. And thinking about press and pause, sometimes press and pause is not enough. And sometimes we have to press the reset button. What do you mean by that, Jen? What I mean is sometimes you have to reboot. And I'm going to say because I have been in this state for a couple days now where I feel like I need to press the reset button. I appreciate and grateful to God that I get another opportunity to start again, another opportunity to press the pause button, or another opportunity to press reset. But sometimes we need to reset our minds, our bodies, and our spirit. Sometimes it's like we need to do a system reboot like we do with computers. You know how you do like Alt Control Delete, or you press and hold your power button and your computer powers off, and then you push it and it turns back on and it's like rebooted. Sometimes we need to do that for our lives. And my confession to you is that I've been in this state where I need to press the reset button, and I am proud of myself. You know, there always is a message inside the mess. You know, I always find that positive. But the good thing is that I am aware that it's time for me to stop and take a break, or stop doing whatever it is I am doing that is bringing me down, and press the reset button and reboot. So today I have started the process of pressing the reset button. I'm not going to tell you too much because I am going to write a free mama guide to this process of resetting or rebooting, and placing on my website for all you mamas to download for free. But today I started the process, and to give you a sneak peek, the first thing I did to start that process was reset my environment. So I looked around at home. I'm a stay-at-home mom, if you don't know. As of now, I am a stay-at-home mom, but I am getting back into the workforce soon. And so I just looked around my environment and I began to reset my environment. I began to organize. I began to label. I began to clean. I began to make my environment a place where I can sit in any room I go into and meditate and not be disrupted by the mess that is around me, not be disrupted by the clutter, not be disrupted by being the disorganization. And so that's one way I started to reset my life. And so what I'm going to do throughout this time of reset or reboot, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to look at different areas of my life, all the different areas of my life, and find a way to reset them. My mind, my body, my spirit. I'm going to find a way to reboot and reset those things in different ways. And that includes my family. My family is included in that. My husband and my 2 children are included in that process, and the people who I interact on a date with on a daily basis. Oh, and the people who I do not interact with on a daily basis, but I should interact with on a daily basis. Meaning that being an introvert, and somebody said I'm a public introvert. That was a new one to me, but I learned that a public introvert is someone who can function as an extrovert in public when they're networking and things like that, but when they're not in public, they kind of shut down and become that typical introvert. So as a public introvert, I have to step outside of my bubble, pop my bubble sometimes, and reach out to people who I typically do not reach out to. A lot of those people are friends. And it's lovely to have friends who you don't have to talk to every day. You might talk to maybe once a month or once every 2 or 3 months. I have a few friends that are like that, and it's like as if we talk every day, and that's wonderful. But I also have friends who I consider friends, who I consider sisters, who I consider brothers, that I do not talk to on a regular basis. And I wonder, you walk around and you wonder, oh, I wonder how so-and-so is doing, but you do not pick up the phone and reach out. Or you wonder how so-and-so is doing and you just send a text, and sometimes the text can be a little impersonal. Or all of you who are on group chats, maybe you just send a message on your group chat, thinking that you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by reaching out to everyone through this group chat, but that's impersonal. So, I'm hoping to get a little personal with my loved ones, my family, and my friends. So, pressing the reset button or press and pause, it's a double whammy. Pressing the pause button or the reset button is my confession. It's something that I need to do, something that I am starting to do starting today, and something that I look forward to coming to you and sharing with you the experience that I've had with pressing the reset button. This is my first time actually doing this in this way, meaning doing it intentionally. I think that every year, Happy New Year, the beginning of the year, we have resolutions, we have visions, we have all these things, and it's a way of resetting in a way. But the challenge with New Year's resolutions is that you're coming out of a time period where you're consistently engaging in bad habits, and you're hoping that just, hey, in a click of a year, like overnight, you're going to change and revert into this rehabilitated person that is not having challenges with life, or that is reaching all your goals, and that is going to the gym every day and things like that. And that's not reality, y'all. So sometimes we have to be intentional about resetting. We have to be intentional about reaching our goals. We have to be intentional about making our visions a reality. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm being very, 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 very extremely intentional, to the point where I can write what I'm doing and the steps I'm doing, and I should be able to tell you how it's making me feel every day. And I look forward to sharing that with y'all. So my confession of the day is press the reset button or the pause button, whichever works best for you. Thank you for tuning in to the second episode, of the Let Mama Live podcast. In the meantime, continue to be bold, be confident, and be courageous. Remember, those are affirmations that you can tell to yourself. I am bold, I am confident, and I am courageous. And keep grinding, mamas, because we know this struggle is real. Bye, y'all.